All right, ladies and gentlemen, so today we're just going to be doing more with representing proportional relationships using equations. So similar to what we did before. So let's just get into it. Remembering though that our constant of proportionality is always y over x, right? That's the same as the unit rate. And then when we go to write our equation, it takes the form y equals kx. Okay. So Jackson and his grandfather constructed a model for a birdhouse. Many of their neighbors offered to buy the birdhouses. Sorry about that. Jackson decided that building birdhouses could help him earn money for his summer camp, but he's not sure how long it will take him to finish all the requested. He can build 7 birdhouses in 5 hours. So the first thing that I need to be able to do is to find the unit rate. How many birdhouses can he build in 1 hour? So when I divide that out, we get 1.4 houses per hour. All right, so now it says write an equation. So my equation, and again, you can use y and x. I'm going to use houses and hours, or time, I should say. So the number of houses equals 1.4 times the time. All right. How many birdhouses can Jackson build in 40 hours? So we're going to use our equation each time we do this. So h equals 1.4t. This is your time. So I'm going to put that in, 4t. And when I solve my equation, that's going to give me 56 houses. All right. How long will it take Jackson to build 35 birdhouses? So again, we're going to start with our equation. This time that we know how many birdhouses, this is your h. So I'm going to fill in 35. All right, so here I have a one-step equation. I have to get t by itself, so I'm going to divide both sides by 1.4, which is going to give me 25 hours is your time. How long will it take to build 71 birdhouses? So same equation, h equals 1.4t. Here's your h, your number of birdhouses. So 71 equals 1.4t. Just like we did in part C, we're going to divide both sides by 1.4. This one does give me a pretty long decimal, so I'm going to round it to the nearest tenth, 50.7 hours. Okay, next example. So Al's produce stand sells 6 ears of corn for $1.50. Barbara sells 13 ears for $3.12. Write 2 equations. So the first thing I have to do is I have to figure out what that unit price is in this case. So my K is going to be $1.50 over 6. Right? How much is it for 1 ear of corn? Turns out it's 25 cents per ear. So my equation, I'm going to use C and E. So my equation is cost equals 0.25 times the number of ears, E. You can always use, right, this is your X, this is your Y. You can always use Y and X. So now if I want to know how much it is for 14 ears, so I'm going to do 0.25 times 14, which would give me $3.50. If I wanted to know how much it was for 21 ears, again, we're going to do 0.25 times 21, which gives me $5.25. In here, I know I have $50. I want to know how much it is, how many ears I can get. So now we're going to do 50 equals 0.25e divided by 0.25. So you can actually get a lot of ears of corn for that, 200. So what I want you to do is try to do the same thing with Barbara's. Pause the video, try it on your own, and then come back and check your answers. All right, so if you did number for Barbara's, I should say, it ends up being you have a unit rate K of 0.24, so 24 cents per ear. And then I used my equation 3 different times to help me fill in the chart. So it turns out that 14 ears is $3.36, 21 ears is $5.04, and for $49.92 you get 208 ears. So any questions? bring them to class, but this really is just more practice with what we were doing in lesson number 7. Have a good night, or lesson number 8, sorry. Have a good night, guys.